After the beginning of the era of Nimrod on the banks of the Euphrates River in Iraq, magic spread in the land of Babylon. The land did not witness in that era greater magic than the magic of Babylon. Magic was transmitted in Babylon from generation to generation after they archived the Book of Contact and Sorcery and refuted the arts of magic, until a magician appeared among them that the earth had not seen like his wickedness and the power of his magic in that era. The man who learned sorcerers directly from Harut and Marut and prostrated himself to Satan to acquire magic, was one of the most dangerous magicians in the world, and was known as the devil's speaker because of his power and tyranny, and to know the hidden secrets he conjured the souls of the dead by conjuring the consort. It's Hazard. The sorcerer Hazard is the most dangerous sorcerer in history, and he was known by that name as El Nimrod, the arrogant, so he became their chief in evil and their leader in black magic, but he was unique in a magic that Babylon did not know. It was mentioned in ancient history that he was born in Babylon, one of the most dangerous magicians in the world in the magic of astrology, in the year 1900 BC, that is, hundreds of years after the destruction of Nimrod, because there is a difference in the reality of the magician Hazard, some of whom consider him Nimrod himself, and some of them say that he is a legendary figure. Some of them mentioned that after the time of Nimrod, history books did not tell about his early life, but only showed the extent of his magic and tyranny in Babylon. Hazard was very influenced by the magic teachers in Uruk, a Sumerian and Babylonian city located on the banks of the Euphrates River, about 35 miles away from the city of Uruk. He learned sorcery from the Sumerian tablets and refined them from the Babylonian arts of black magic, but he came with great magic. He wanted a special magic that would give him a special real power, so he was seeking to learn the ancient magic from the mage. Al-Magi is a Babylonian word that means black magic, during the reign of King Nimrod, and it was said that he performed the magic of Manzazu, denoting the spirits of the dead, to prepare the peers and acquire magic from the magic of Azrael and Shamhatzi, or as it is known in Islamic law, Harut and Marut, as he believed that their magic was one of the most severe and deadly types of magic that was revealed in Babylon, and it is believed, and God knows best, that he conjured some of the consorts to bring their magic, while the writer Ahmed Khalid Mustafa mentions in Antichristus's narration that he conjured the consort of the charming Inanna, or is known to the Babylonians, Ishtar, the princess of beauty, and she mixed with kings in order to copy the teachings of ancient magic. Hazard, the magician, used to enchant the necromants in two ways. The first was to draw contacts on the ground in Tadama in a special way, and then perform a chilling ritual. As for the second method, it is more gruesome than the first, and it is based on the representation of the bodies of the dead in order to know everything they knew, heard, and learned during their earthly lives. So the magic of necromancy or the magic of sorcery is magic that uses a method to prepare spirits and extract secrets from the dead. This magic had a great impact on Babylon, as it made the sorcerer Hazard a name that the magicians of Uruk feared and cursed by the soothsayers of Ashan and the temples of Ammonius, as the people of Babylon came to him to save us and to know the secrets and mysteries that only the person knows about himself. The consort magic that was used by magician Hazard. In this method, the magician Hazard used to prepare companions from the jinn and demons after he submitted to their requests, and they gave him secrets from the lives of their human companions. But they do not give any of these secrets until after the preparation has done things that we cannot mention because they are blasphemy and polytheism in God. The magnificence of the magician Hazard, his name grew, and with the days became more evil in magic, and his true arts that the magician Hazard hid behind were not what the people of Babylon believed. Rather, it consisted in bewitching the eyes, terrifying the minds, and extracting information from the human companions of the devils, as he was claiming that he was preparing souls, so this is a lie. Because in fact he was preparing the spouse of the deceased person, and the spouse according to the law of Islam is the jinn. Each person has a unique spouse, so there is no single spouse for two persons or two spouses for the same person. The word consort literally means permanent companion, so is there a person who is ignorant of himself as well as the consort who knows the smallest details about your life. He wanted a special magic that would give him real power. He was seeking to learn the Babylonian magi. And the magic of the Magi is a Babylonian word meaning black magic that appeared during the era of Nimrod. It is said, and God knows best, that he used the magic of Manzazu to prepare the peers and to acquire magic from the magic of Azazel and Shabzal, the two names recorded in Babylonian history as a metaphor for harut and marut. He may believe that their magic is one of the most severe and deadly types of magic that was revealed in an old chapter, so he mentioned that he summoned some of the peers of that time. While the writer Ahmed Khalid Mustafa mentions in his novel Antichristos that he conjured the consort of the charming Ishtar, the princess of beauty and the kings obsessed, in order to copy the teachings of ancient magic. Ishtar is more than the 10th of magicians and mixed with their evil, and the Romans immortalized it in their history in the name of Venus, and its Greek god in the name of Aphrodite, and the Arabs worshipped it in the name of Al-Lat. The magician Hazard used to prostrate himself to Satan, just as Nimrod did to gain greater magic and malicious evil. Will the evil of the magician Hazard stop at this point? The simple answer is of course not. There are dark things that we will learn about at the end of the story of the magician Hazard, the most dangerous magician in history. The magician Hazard suddenly became urging the Babylonians to worship the planets and glorify the sun. The Babylonians believed that the planets had the ability to influence human life, just as astrologers say today. And you find many people who believe in these matters to the extent that you find some of them sitting in their homes for fear of going out, because he heard from the Antichrist of the constellations and astronomy that Mars will enter the orbit of Gemini, and this will cause them bad luck and failure. Or, as they are known today, by horoscope readers and astrologers, who appear on screens at the end of each year and are listened to by millions of people. So the magician Hazard approached this method to drown people in the illusion of constellations and the worship of planets, and where I also have to glorify the sun and fire, which is a special request from the devils themselves, as he was like the speaking devil in the country. The principle of glorifying the sun and fire is a principle that the magician Hazard took with his demons to spread among the inhabitants of Babylon, and this approach is still applied continuously. Author Harry Sachs says on page 441 of his book The Greatness of Babylon Astrology that was predictions and this type of predictions called canonical and legitimate in the light of the Babylonian theologian and still enjoys the reduction of the world system today. You find, for example, secret global organizations and international forums, including political and religious institutions, all of which show ancient Babylonian and pharaonic symbols. Some historians mentioned that the first person to live in Babylon was our master Noah, after the Great Flood. And some of the flood had descended on it, and those who came out with it from the ship to it, so they resided and reproduced in it and multiplied after Noah, and they ruled over them kings, with which they built cities, and their dwellings connected to the Tigris and the Euphrates. From the Euphrates beyond Kufa. At that time, all humans came to our time from the descendants of our master Noah only. As for the men who were with them on the deck of the ship after the great flood, they had sterility, so they did not have the ability to have children. The city of Babylon was one of the greatest cities in the ancient world. The Sumerians, Assyrians, and Babylonians took care of it. It was the first country between the two rivers in Iraq, and it was founded on the law of God's monotheism, and it remained on this matter for many years and many centuries. Except that people went astray and magic spread and worshipped planets and idols instead of God, so polytheism and magic were the major scourge that destroyed Babylon in the ancient era.